The News with Shepard Smith debuts tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on CNBC. The nightly news program will provide deep, nonpartisan coverage and perspective on the day's most important stories. And joining us right now is Shepard Smith himself. Shep, thank you for being here. It's great to see you, and I just want to say welcome. I haven't had the chance to welcome you in person. We are thrilled to have you here tonight and really excited about tonight's start.
Becky, we're all excited. Coming here is just, it's been an amazing experience already, and bringing together some fantastic journalists to try and come together with a mission that we've been working on for years, and that is bring the facts, the truth, and the news without telling you how to think about things and without pundits. And we're launching on a challenging and I think historic day where the president has said that he's refused to say that he will accept the outcome of the election necessarily, with some caveats, where he told a white supremacist group to stand by and get ready to stand up, and where the vice president and his opponent called him a clown and a liar, and where there were a flood of misinformation. And Becky, frankly, a debate the likes of which the United States has never seen. There has never been an event of that nature in this nation. And now we have to figure out, are we prepared with checks and balances to make sure that whatever the people decide, either way, that the will of the people is done, that we can be sure it's been done. So we'll lean on historians, we'll lean on the FBI to tell us about who these groups are who have been told to stand by and get ready to stand up. And we'll try to take a look at where we are and where we're going on what I really believe is a historic day for the democracy. Challenging.
Yeah, Tom Friedman has a column in the New York Times today just saying that, you know, he grew up reporting, starting out with the Civil War in Libya, and watched a lot of things happen that he didn't think could happen. What do you think you'll be taking on this tonight in terms of how you look back at today's events and how you put it in context?
Well, I think if we were doing a 7 a.m. newscast, I know what we would do. We would go through what was said last night. We would give explanations to the degree possible for the groups and people who were discussed, the issues that are before us, racial injustice, income inequality, the challenges of COVID. The list is long, but we're 12 hours away. And with recent history as our guide, a lot will happen between now and then. Will Republicans come forward to stand by the president and all that he said last night? Or will Republicans and their leaders do something different? Will the president come out and denounce white supremacists and confirm to the nation that he does not want them to stand by, to stand up? And what will Democrats do to try to combat the things that happened last night? We don't know what the day brings. We had a great plan, Becky. We planned to come out. The Breonna Taylor transcripts are going to be released today. There are fires in the West that are historic in and of themselves, and lives are uprooted. We have COVID surging in areas of the country, including places that have been hit before, like New York City, but in the heartland across the Midwest. We have indoor dining starting in New York tonight. We have schools that are now underway. We have historic challenges in multiple buckets, and it is very, very difficult to wrap your head around it as an American, and it's difficult to wrap your hands around it as a news organization. But that is our challenge. And when people wonder, why is everything opinion? Why are people just yelling at each other about everything? It's a reflection of who we've become.
That, I think, was the most disappointing part of last night. We spoke with Frank Luntz earlier, who was looking at focus groups of undecided voters. And let's say the 15%, maybe more, of the voters in this country who went to the debate last night looking for answers, looking for policy solutions. That is certainly not what they got. The lack of civility and the breakdown.
It's interesting that you say that, because our plan, you plan for everything. You try to. We did not plan for what came. We planned to have Biden's take on policies toward a number of issues: COVID, governance, racial injustice, election security, and then the president's take on all of those things, to put them back to back with different policy and procedure information. And then we have polling that will be debuting tonight as well to give us an idea of how the people thought about it. But that's not what the debate became. Becky, I know Chris Wallace for decades. He was prepared for a debate. He was not prepared for what came last night. None of us were. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.